Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
I kick ass for the Lord.
Your move, creep.
You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Welcome back to the Undead Basement, everyone, and by extension, welcome to our new set, or as I like to call it, the other side of my room. I don't know, pick a name. I just call it something, I don't care. Yeah, I just got tired of the old angle, and I felt this just looked better. Now you can tell I'm a man-child who never got rid of his toys. Die, Fluttershy, die! Ah! The big thing, however, is that now my comic shelf is in view, which is quite relevant to today's topic. Now, despite being a huge comic book fan, if I haven't made that blatantly obvious enough, I have quite a love-hate relationship with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Granted, I've always been a bigger DC fan, cough cough restore the Snyderverse. I do have my love for some of the Marvel movies, the Captain America movies, Avengers 1, 3, and 4, the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and the Spider-Man movies have been okay, despite my disdain for seeing Peter Parker in high school for the 1000th fucking time. Let him grow up, goddammit! However, none of Marvel's success in the last 20 years would be anything without its first real big box office hit. And it wasn't Spider-Man, nor was it X-Men. It was 1998's Blade.
For thousands of years, they have existed among us.
You keep your eyes open. They're everywhere. Chances are you've seen them yourself and didn't know it.
A secret nation.
Our livelihood depends on our ability to blend in.
With a lust for power.
We should be ruling the humans. These people are our food.
They've got their claws into everything. Politics, finance, real estate. There's a war going on out there. You mix the weapons. I use them.
Directed by Stephen Norrington and based on the character created by Marv Wolfman, which is one of the most ironic last names ever considering his last name is literally Wolfman, and he created a vampire hunter character. You had one job, Marv! The movie stars Wesley Snipes, Chris Christopherson, N. Boucher Wright, if I'm saying that correctly, and Stephen Dorff. The movie was Marvel's first big success at the box office and was proof that they could actually be profitable in the movie theaters. You know, unless you liked movies like Howard the Duck and that lame 90s Captain America movie. You poor bastard. The plot of the movie focuses on our titular vampire hunter, who himself is a day-walking, half-human, half-vampire who possesses all their strengths and none of their weaknesses, except for the thirst for blood, which he controls through a serum. A cocky young upstart vampire by the name of Deacon Frost is looking to cause the apocalypse by summoning an ancient blood god, and it's up to our hero and his recently bitten partner to save the world with martial arts and late 90s techno music. Hit it, Daniel! To highlight the cast of the movie, Wesley Snipes is a total badass thanks to his accomplished martial arts techniques and his natural coolness in what is easily his best role of his entire career that he totally owns, and you could not pay me to see whatever new actor they're going to get for the character in the MCU. Chris Christopherson is also great in the movie as Whistler, a badass, hard-ass mentor that feels like it was practically tailor-made for him. Actress M. Boucher Wright is also really good in this movie, playing Blade's new partner, a recently bitten woman named Karen, such an unfortunate name in this day and age, but thankfully she's a badass who can handle herself in a fight. And last but not least, we have Stephen Dorff as Deacon Frost, who comes off as less sinister and threatening and more cocky little shit you can't wait to see get killed in the end. But thankfully, Stephen Dorff has a natural charm about himself that keeps him from being lame. You know, unlike a certain Star Wars villain. Take some notes, Disney! Of course, one of the best things about the movie are the action scenes. The martial arts choreography on display here is great, and there are some truly inventive set pieces here. Specifically, the opening scene wherein Blade goes a vampire hunting in an underground vampire rave that is literally raining blood from the sprinklers. Where's Carrie King's fat ass when you need it? The look of the movie is also worthy of note, as without a doubt this is the most late 90s looking movie I've ever seen. There is absolutely no mistaking what year this movie came out. This movie screams the year 1998, more so than the entirety of Final Fantasy VIII. It's not helped by the fact that the movie's soundtrack consists almost entirely of house and techno music. Half the time, I feel like I'm on ecstasy watching this movie. Not that I know what that's like. Kids don't do drugs. The weakest thing about the movie is that it is very style over substance. The plot is pretty basic, and there's really not a whole lot to some of these characters. There's also some late 90s CG that really has not aged well, but thankfully it's not throughout the entire movie, and it definitely could have been worse had we gotten the original ending wherein Deacon Frost turns into a giant blood tornado. Thanks, test audiences, you're good for something after all. Regardless of any narrative shortcomings, the movie definitely doesn't fail to entertain. The action scenes are a lot of fun, and the performances definitely help the characters to stand out. Not to mention the movie is excellently paced, and the atmosphere of the movie is just totally absorbing. Also, the movie has vampires exploding into blood fountains. What more could you honestly want? Now, as I've shown before, I own this movie on Laserdisc, and it's a pretty good transfer. However, there is a much better transfer of it on Laserdisc with a DTS soundtrack that would definitely sound great on an old school sound system. Sadly, I don't own it, however, but for what it is, this still works. The picture quality is decent, and the sound quality is also pretty good, typical of most Laserdiscs. And it's got a commentary and 2 featurettes, both of which were later imported onto the DVD. And later Blu-ray releases. Speaking of, I also own the Blu-ray of this movie, and it's fairly bog standard. It's got a decent picture quality, and the sound quality's fine, but really it doesn't feature anything new, of course. But, you know, it works for what it is, and still worth the pickup, definitely. All in all, Blade is a fun action horror romp that definitely oozes coolness from its very pores. And it's definitely a movie that you can sink your teeth into. I hate myself for making that overused pun. That is all the time we have for today's show. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Drop a comment, like, whatever. Comment if you want. Hit that bell icon to get some notifications for when I upload next. This has been JD, and I will see you next time.